Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Modeling League Spike Magazine Trophy. We're in the final week of regulation, week number 9. We have a double header for you tonight. Tonight we're going to get started with Maximum Von Sydow versus Stairway to Nuffle, Malik versus El Nubarino, Lizards versus Underworld. Boy, it has been a really competitive competition. 9 weeks, our longest competition yet. And the top 4 has been set earlier in the week. Clypheus. A 3-stream watch streak, and thank you very much for the bits. I appreciate it. Week's not over yet, but now we're just playing for some SPP. We're playing to get our teams together and get ready for the Dungeon Bowl. So let's take a look at the standings. Let's see who our top 4 teams are going to be after this week. Seeding is almost set. In first place in Division A, Dead Fred's Real American Heroes, the Dark Elf team. They are 6-1-0. They are currently playing, or they will be playing this week to determine whether they are going to be the top seed or the second place seed. The top seed will be playing against Division A's number 2 team. Cenozoic Park played their final game earlier this afternoon. Played out to a draw. This is Nick Satan's Lizard team. 5-2-1 is their record. They will be the 4th place seed. They're playing either the Real American Heroes or, there it is, Doug the Minotaur's White Skull Windbreakers, the first place team over in Division B, an Orc team. 6-2-0 is their record. And Eric's Alphitus Australis, with their win this week, they will be advancing as the 3rd place seed. A Wood Elf team. 6-1-1 is their record. Those are the 4 teams that will be advancing to the semifinals after this week. We have a handful of games left to get through this week. We've got 2 tonight. Right now, it's Lizards versus Underworld. After that, we're going to have a Chaos Renegades mirror match. So these are going to be some fun games to watch. First up, let's take a look at the home team this evening. Maximum Von Sydow, coming in a TV of 1,440,000 gold. Has 10 players on the roster. Will have to pick up a journeyman. That'll bring that TV up to an effective 1,500,000 gold. 6 Saurus blockers, a Crocs, and just 3 skinks. Lore Santeca, this is the Fowler skink, will be out this week with an injury. This is the Dirty Player Sneaky Git piece. 1 Oppo, I always forget, 12 cheerleaders, 6 assistant coaches, 2 dedicated fans, 3 rerolls. They'll be up against Stairway to Nuffle this evening. El Nubarino's Underworld Denizens team. They're coming in TV of 1,195,000 gold. That means 315,000 gold in petty cash. No, not 315. 305,000 gold and petty cash going back to Stairway to Nuffle. They have a full 15-player roster. They have 5 of their snotlings. 5 of their 6 snotlings. They have a whole bunch of various players, as you can on a Chaos Renegade team, and has 3 big guys. He has the Rat Ogre. He has the what? He only has the 1 big guy. Oh, that's right. This is the 1 big guy team. I'm getting so confused with this Chaos Renegade team because I'm very excited for this Chaos Renegade mirror match. They have the 3 big guys. Has the 1 big guy, the Mutant Rat Ogre. Does have the really nasty Gutter Runner that we'll talk about in a second. 1 Apothecary, 4 dedicated fans, 3 rerolls. Let's talk about the home team first. Maximum Von Sydow, the home team. This is a Saurus team, a fairly bashy team. Has a lot of strength, but doesn't start with a lot of skills on these high strength players. He's been picking up block on players as he can. 3 of the 6 Sauruses now have block. That's a good start. Also has guard on Brewmeister Smith. That's not a bad pickup either. The Crocs is level 2 and picked up guard. That's a great pickup on a Crocs. You have that big strength 5 Crocs with guard. Can be holding down the fort. Another great skill on that would be Stand Firm would be a great pickup to take, maybe level 3. But this is a piece that can hold down the fort, right? Holds down the fort, and if you want to take the block, they have Mighty Blow as well. The 3 skinks are going to be the pieces that... Oh, he picked up a chameleon skink, so he's at 510 now. So now we're back to 315,000 gold. He picked up a chameleon skink this time, so he has 4 skinks on the roster tonight. The skinks are the pieces that suck up all the SPP, right? As you can see here, they're all highly leveled compared to the rest of the team, and that's because they're your ball carriers. They're the ones scoring touchdowns. They are fast, they are agile, they have the dodge skill. Very, very effective pieces, but once they're removed, Lizards have a very difficult time, I was going to say moving the ball, picking up the ball even. A real tough time picking up the ball. He doesn't have his Fowler either, which is a shame, but that's all right. He's got a lot of Snotlings to get through. They're a strength of 1. He just needs to put the hurt on. He needs to be careful with these Sauruses. He wants to be taking the blocks with the Sauruses that have the block skill. He wants to be getting good use out of guard, and he doesn't want to take meaningless blocks with the blockless Sauruses. He has to be very careful, even on the 2-die blocks, that a turnover isn't going to result in his formation crumbling or him putting himself in a bad position. So Malik really has to play a tactical game with these Sauruses tonight, going in for the block skill blocks, making sure that his Sauruses don't get tied out so they can't be effective, right? A tactic used against Lizard teams a lot is you just take one of your linemen, or you take a player that maybe is not so important. You base a Saurus or you base a Crocs in the opposite direction that the Lizard player wants them to go, right? And if you do that, that Saurus, he's not dodging away on a 5+, right? It's AG 5+ for everybody except the Skinks. So he's either taking that block and moving in the wrong direction, or he's spending the blitz on that player. So Malik's going to have to be very mindful of that, especially against this Underworld team that's going to have over 11 players on the pitch, at least to start with. But if he can manage that, if he can get these blocks the way he wants them to go down and keep these Sauruses fairly, I won't say mobile, but keep them in the drive, he stands a good chance of winning this game. The Chameleon Skink, honestly, I still don't quite have my head around how the Chameleon Skink should work. They drop a point of MA, they pick up a point of passing. They have on the ball, which is great. We've seen Doug the Minotaur use that at great effect on the kickoff. These players will be able to move 3 squares for free, so that's a good movement skill to start with. They have shadowing, they have dodge. Okay. I'm not sure how what the use of them is quite yet, so I can't really speak to them. But he did pick one up for 70k, so we'll see if Malik has an idea for them. All of this staff is certainly hurting him in the TV department, giving up a lot more TV than he needs to. But again, Malik did this for fun. he went all in on the staff for my benefit. I appreciate it, so I could see 12 cheerleaders on the pitch. He's going to be up against this Underworld team. We'll talk about them very quickly. Stairway to Nuffle, right? They have access to a lot of mutations, and you can see Ramble On the Gutter Runner is just a pure, disgusting menace. AG 1+ is a blodger, has 2 heads, has big hand, has sure feet. This player can absolutely just go wherever they want. They can dance all the way down the pitch, plus they're MA9. Absolutely ridiculous player. And that's thanks to these mutations, right? So he's picked up 2 mutations on Ramble On. He has a level 3 Skaven Thrower. He's picked up Block, and he's picked up Leader. That's going to give him an extra reroll so long as the leader's on the pitch. That'll bring him up to 4. And he has Swarming. 5 Snotlings, as SP Beaver mentioned a little bit earlier. This will be the last game for Swarming. Swarming has been nerfed by Games Workshop. The update for Blood Bowl 3 will go into effect tomorrow at noon Eastern Daylight Time, yeah, that's the end. So Snotlings will no longer have the Swarming skill. Swarming means that for as many players with Swarming that you set up on the pitch, you get to roll a D3 and set up that many additional pieces on the pitch. A really strong and important part of the modern Underworld game plan now gone. I don't know what Underworld does once that's removed, but that doesn't happen tonight. Tonight, Swarming will be in play. Stairway to Nuffle is going to be looking to get probably 13 players, maybe even 14 players on the pitch right in the first half, and just start murdering, right? Murder. You have so many pieces. Just use your Rat Ogre with Mighty Blow, with Frenzy, and just remove people from the pitch. And then if that doesn't happen, take a foul on someone, right? You have so many players on your roster. Take a foul on someone. He has a lot of money in inducements tonight. He could put that into star players. I'm not sure which star players he might go after, but I would honestly take some bribes. I'd take 2, maybe 3 bribes, 305K. He can pick up he can pick up everybody except Morg, right? So he can pick up Ripper, he can pick up Gobbler, Grimlich. I don't think he wants Gobbler. He can pick up Hackflim if he wants the speed. I don't know if he wants that either. He could pick up Varag. Varag's decent with a strength of 5. He has block, he has mighty blow. But that's most of his inducement money, right? So if he does that, he's not picking up any bribes. And I kind of think if he's going to lean in to the murder ball game with having so many players on the pitch, you might want to, and you're going to foul, right, with a lot of these snotlings. You might want to go heavy on the bribes. So we'll see what El Nubarino decides to do. He can pick up to 3 bribes. They're 50K a pop. That'll be 150K. He's going to pick up Ripper. All right, he's going with Ripper. I imagine 50K will be spent on a bribe, and that'll be the inducement phase. Indeed, it is. So he wants that extra strength. He wants that mighty blow, and this will be the way that he tries to. This will be the way that he tries to play some murder ball tonight. Some extra strength and mighty blow. Another player with the guards. I'm sorry, the block skill. Maximum Von Sydow wins the toss here. We'll see if they go offense or defense. It is a blizzard. You know what that means. It is slippery out there, so all rushes are going to fail 1/3 of the time on average. Rushes, instead of failing on a 1, they're going to fail on a 1 or a 2, and that's going to make rushing very, very precarious. Second snowy game of this week 9. Maximum Von Sydow setting up on defense, choosing to receive, or choosing to kick the ball. They're going to set up in this W formation. There you can see the full squad. The full squad, there they are. Look at that. Look at how in unison they are. No one is out of step. Champions. Close to do it, and the reason for that is, like, if I start here, right, and I go 3, 6, 9, well, he's still in my range. He has MA of 8. You have to really start close, like here. Now I can go full speed and not be caught without my opponent rushing. So not a huge speed differential, but a very, very agile player in Ramble On. AG1 gets a +1 during dodges, gets to ignore being marked when he picks up the ball. So just an agile nightmare. You might say AG1+. What does that mean? Natural 1s always fail. Well, that 1+ means that he gets an extra negative modifier that he doesn't have to worry about. So very, very solid piece. You can see he's been injured once already, but still on the pitch because a high dollar piece here for Stairway to Nuffle. 3 on the line for Stairway to Nuffle. Here's the kick. Deep kick. Stairway to Nuffle will start on offense. They rolled a 1 on the D3. I don't think I've ever seen them roll more than a 1. 1 on the D3. So just one more player on the pitch. It'll be 12v11 to start this game. Ball's going to be kicked to the 24, bounce of space. Nuffle graces Maximum Von Sydow with an extra reroll thanks to brilliant coaching by all 6 assistant coaches. So 4 rerolls a pop to start this game. Two-die block to get things started. Gets a knockdown on Ming the Merciless. Ripper with grab. Grab is like a reverse sidestep. He gets to decide if he wants to use it. He can have this blocker go into an adjacent space. SP Beaver says, my first match against El Numerino, he rolled a 3 on the swarming roll on both drives. I see. Yeah, the only way you can roll 3 is if you set up 3 on the pitch. He only set up 2, which means if he had rolled a 3, it would have counted as a 2. Good pickup. Should also mention that passes can only go no further than short. There are 4 ranges of passes in the game of Blood Bowl. Here to here. If this is my thrower, that's a quick pass. Here to here, from the thrower all the way out to here, that is a short pass. That is the maximum range in the snow. There are 2 other ranges. This is a long pass. Oh, I can't write with my mouse. And then, oh no, I'm sorry. This isn't even right. This is a long pass, and then 3 more is a long bomb. Blitz with the Rat Ogre. Blitz with the Rat Ogre on Antonius Block, the number 6 blocker over in the right wide zone. He'll get knocked down. Rat Ogre has Frenzy, always has to follow up. Moving lots of players over into that right wide zone. SP Beaver says we can call the season now, right? Those cheerleaders won. They are champions. Stairway to Nuffle already on the bonus clock here in turn 1. Just about a minute spent on the bonus clock. Going in on the rush foul. Failed the rush. Remember, they are 3 pluses in the snow, not a 2 plus. And he's just going to let it rock. That is a snotling removed. 11v11 on the pitch now. Do not be fooled. The difference between a 2 plus and a 3 plus is significant. Two plus fails just shy of 17% of the time. A 3 plus fails just shy, well, a little over 33% of the time. Maximum Von Sydow, their first turn on defense. Maximum Von Sydow, if they can win here tonight, they will jump all the way up into 4th place in Division A. Seconds left on the turn clock. No real action here by the defense. Getting around the offensive line. Takes a mark. Takes a mark on the troll to get the 1 die block. Not on the troll. Excuse me, he's a star player. I should refer to him by name. Ripper Bolgrat. Takes the 1 die block on Ripper. Gets a push out of this. And oh boy, the rush! 3 plus rush to Mark Rambelon. Rambelon's going to pay that no mind. 50-50 dodge by Laissez Faire. Thanks to that prehensile tail. Now 3 plus with Sir Walter Loxley. That's the Chameleon Skink, number 16. Wow, sending lots of players into the secondary. 4 in the secondary. Really giving up a big part of the pitch here. wants to play this ball a little further downfield. Big 5+ dodge by Osiris. Didn't work out. That'll be a turnover. So he dodged the Saurus forward, but these players might find themselves behind the ball shortly. Has a mark on Gutter Runner, on Ramble On. Ramble On still has a very easy handoff reception. Three die blitz right out of the gate by the Rat Ogre. Gets the PAL. 7+ breaks armor with Mighty Blow here. Gotta go hunt, skink hunting. There's a KO. Well done. One-man player advantage. Back to Stairway to Nuffle. Skinks are very fragile. They have an AV of 8+, which is a little frail. They're also strength 2. They're not very strong, so it's very easy to get a 2 die on them. If you can do it with Mighty Blow, all the better. Mighty Blow plus Frenzy means you're almost, I don't want to say guaranteed, but you're very likely to get the knockdown. Passing the ball, perhaps. He declared a pass action. He doesn't have to do it. The thrower advancing to the line of scrimmage. Passes to communication breakdown, the number 5 Clan Rat. Hank the Ranger asks, does the star player troll have any negative traits besides Loner? Not really. So they have throw teammates. By not really, I mean no. I thought maybe he was really hungry, but he's not. After the reception, can set up a cage back at mid-pitch. So setting up that cage on the opposing 14-yard line at center pitch. Loser team gave it away. They're like, yeah, go ahead. That's fine. I'll engage you down here toward my end zone. See what Malik has up his sleeve. Good 2+ dodge by Ramble On. Just dodges to safety. And now a three die block on Jobert. Jobert came behind the line. But this will somehow just be a push. (50-50) dodge by Dazed and Confused. Trying to dodge out again, but Jobert has diving tackle. Use the diving tackle. That means that's a failed dodge by Dazed and Confused. So you could think of this thematically as if it was a diving tackle. Went after this dodging goblin, put a -2 on it. The dodge failed, and Jobert ends up in the position that was being vacated by the dodger and is prone. SB Viewer says they need to bring back the original Mega Traits. Stupid. I think it was called Stupidity or something. 2-die blitz on the back of the cage. Gets a POW on Achilles' Last Stand. 8+ breaks armor. Good armor break here. Follows up to mark the ball carrier. Number 5 Skaven player with average agility. Marking the right side of the cage with the Crocs, Max von Sydow. Marks both of the Skaven players on the right side of the cage. Stands up on Antonius' block, and he's going to mark Achilles' Last Stand on the opposite side. So Achilles' Last Stand can't get away unless it's a dodge. Takes a mark on the front left corner of the cage with Brewmeister Smith. Alex, got to be careful here. This Rat Ogre, if this Rat Ogre can get a block, remember there's Frenzy, so the Rat Ogre can just move out of the way and open up a lane. But now, if El Nubarino wants to score, it's just a matter of the Rat Ogre blitzing aside. Oh, man. Not when you fail animal savagery. Oh, boy. Injures the number 12 Snotling. He'll be able to blitz here now. Boy. Nuffle always has it in for you, huh? Animal savagery means if he fails that die roll on a block it's a roll a d6. It's a 2+ if it's a block or a blitz. Otherwise, it's 50-50. If he fails the die roll, he's got to beat up on a friendly adjacent player. Otherwise, he loses his action. Just got to score here. 1-0. Stairway to Nuffle takes the lead. Well done. Scoring early in the first half. Eric Lionheart, welcome. Thank you very much for the subscription. I appreciate it. Congratulations on your placement. Welcome to the stream. Clavius, thank you very much for the bits. Early score here by Stairway to Nuffle. First quarter score. They're in the lead 1-0. They're going to be on offense. They're going to be on defense now. So Maximum Von Sydow gave up all that pitch, engaged near his own end zone, and seemed to be able to force the score here early. So Maximum Von Sydow with ample opportunity to try to get on the board and end this half 1-1. Maximum Von Sydow with this offset anchor. Ripper Bolgrot, the star player, the center. Big strength of 6 plus mighty blow. All rushes succeed on a 3+ in the snow. Passes are restricted to a short pass. 5 on the offensive line for Max Von Sydow. Wow, they're really going to try to go toe-to-toe with Ripper. All right. Needs the block down, trampled underfoot first. They have nobody to negate Dazed and Confused. Somebody will have to go up to the line to do that. Here's kick. Shallow kick by Stairway to Nuffle. It's kicked to the 12-yard line. Chameleon Skink has on the ball. Be able to move adjacent to this ball and perhaps pick it up here after the bounce. Move all the way up to the 14. There he goes. Now the swarming roll, and again rolls a 1. A 1 on the D3, so one more Snotling comes onto the pitch. One-man player advantage for Stairway to Nuffle. Not so trusty Patches, thank you so much for the sub, very much appreciated. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. Thanks for participating. Good to have you. And thank you so much for the hype train, guys. Very kind of you guys. I appreciate it. I love this game a lot. Hoping to play a lot of it at at a board game tournament / convention next month. So Nuffle graces Maximum von Sydow with a reroll yet again. Second drive of the game, another brilliant coaching result. Maximum von Sydow with those 6 assistant coaches. You know what? I keep saying, I keep laughing every time I see 12 cheerleaders and 6 assistant coaches. But man, it seems to work out for him. 2 stuns here in the first turn of this drive. 2 stuns on the line. Now he'll get the... currently has a 1 die against Ripper Bulgrat. This is the star player, number 16. Takes the blitz, and when the levy breaks, gets a push out of this. Now goes for the ball pickup. 3+ ball pickup. Oh, he took the blitz. He took the block of the Crocs. I see. So he didn't go after Ripper. Setting up a really tight cage here, right behind the line. 4-point cage. Ball on Maximum von Sydow's own 8-yard line. Got to be careful that this offense doesn't get encircled. So the offense is really only this wide now, right? So players can start funneling in to the sides and moving forward and really giving this cage nowhere to go except backwards. Stairway to Nuffle on defense here in turn 4. Right over blitz right out of the gate. Gets a push on Antonius' block. Follows up into a 2-die follow-up. Gonna get a knockdown here. 9+ breaks armor. No armor break. Has 1 point of movement left with the Radogre if he wishes to reposition. And he does. He wants to get that Rat Ogre back toward the ball. I feel like it's Tuesday, but it's not. It's Monday. Oh. Ramble on, shifts over to the right wide zone. $20 seconds left on the clock for Stairway to Nuffle. Still have all 4 of their rerolls. One of those is a leader reroll. 2-die block on the Crocs. This is by Ripper Bulgrat. I'm very surprised that Malik didn't take the block on Ripper. Ripper gets the knockdown. Now foul coming up on Antonius' block. Gets nothing out of this. Gets a stun. Doesn't get called off the pitch. Two-die block in the left wide zone. Gets a knockdown on King Ostrich. Final 10 of the first quarter coming up. The foul was a good foul. I think Stairway to Nuffle really wants to be trying to do that every single turn. every turn foul, every turn foul, every turn foul. Try to remove those players. Max von Sydow starting with a die roll over in the left wide zone. Not a very, that was a bit of a risky die roll there. He's up against a block player, didn't have block himself. It was a 2-die block, but even considering that that succeeded, what was the net gain, right? So that push doesn't help move this ball, doesn't gain you any better positioning. So maybe this blitz, in my opinion anyway, should have been the first block taken, because every die roll has inherent risk. And if that die roll didn't work out, that would have been a turnover. Currently a big hole at center pitch could move the entire cage forward if he so chooses. Man, you should have seen the touchdown I scored in my game today. Ooh, boy. Oh, man, I had a player in the end zone. I rushed to score, failed the rush, and the ball was just hanging out in the end zone, and I was prone. My opponent had 3 skinks on me, tried to foul me, failed on the foul, and then 3 skinks were standing right beside me. So I did an uphill blitz on one, which worked out, which made it a 4+ pickup to a, or made it a 4+ dodge to a 4+ pickup, I think, to score. Oh boy, went for the uphill die roll here on Ripper. Ripper with a strength of 6, didn't work out. That's going to be a turnover. Quad skulls. BB Incesticide, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Not sure what the plan there was with the uphill block. Second quarter begins. Stairway to Nuffle on defense. They're in the lead 1-0. Yeah, I played Cenozoic Park today. In the first half, I was on defense, and I had no idea what to do. I tried my best. I got in on the cage at one point, but boy, he removed half my team. I had 5 players left in the cage. And then the second half went fairly well on offense. I think defense is the weakest part of my game, by a country mile. I got a little aggressive on offense. I pushed ahead a little too far, I think. I got a little too risky. It ended up working out, but still, I probably should have been a little more reserved. I kept telling my opponent on voice chat, I was like, how stupid do I want to get? Do I want to get stupid? Let's get stupid. All right, setting up for the foul on Antonius block once more. 4 assists, there it is. I think that's what he wants to be doing. Well done by El Nubarino. Gets the injury, permanent removal here. Four assists on that foul. Oh, failed the animal savagery roll with the rat ogre. Injures, I think it was a goblin, right? Yeah, injures a goblin. Only had 2 goblins to choose from. You may think that's a pretty bad nega trait. I mean, it's not good when you start killing off all your own players, but it does mean that the Rat Ogre is guaranteed to activate, unlike most big guys, right? You think of a Minotaur or an Ogre or a Troll, they might not get to activate. The Rat Ogre always will, so long as you have a friendly adjacent to the Rat Ogre. SP Beaver says, has El Nurito caused all the injuries to both sides? I think so. Good dodge by when the levy breaks. Setting up columns in front of this offense. Turn 5 back to Maximum Von Sydow. Narrow columns here. Currently giving up the sideline. If Max Von Sydow wants to commit to that sideline, then they're going to have a fight on their hands. Could try to shift this back to center pitch, but they've got this big strength 6 Ripper Bolgrot in their way currently. 2-die block on Heartbreaker is going to be a push. Gets a 2-die block on Heartbreaker once more, and this will not work out. He'll have to re-roll this. Down to 2 re-rolls. Got a pal here. He'll get a chain push. He can push Ripper out of the way. Good series of blocks here to free up the ball carrier. Sir Walter Loxley, the Chameleon. Five seconds left on the clock. Max Von Sydow trying to decide where they want this ball to go. They could go down the left sideline. I think that's going to be a tough fight. They could go down mid-pitch. They could really just kind of reposition, stay where they are. Try to keep working, whittling down the defense. They still have plenty of time left in the half. But they're going to get a push on the blitz. They'll advance forward to Mark Black Dog over in the left wide zone. Moves the ball over into the left wide zone. Ball on Maximum Von Sydow's own 2-yard line currently. Turn 6 for Stairway to Nuffle. Still sitting on all 4 re-rolls. Maximum Von Sydow down to 2 for the half. 2-die block coming up on Ming the Merciless the second. 2-die block with the block skill. That'll work thanks to the block skill. Block a very strong skill in this game. There's only 6 die faces, right? So if you can change one of those die faces into something that is safe, that is a big difference that you've made. That makes block a very solid skill, that makes dodge a very solid skill. Failed the Animal Savagery roll. Beats up on good times, bad times, but won't break armor. Gets to continue with the blitz here. Two-die block on Jobert. Oh no, roll double skulls. Gonna try to use the team reroll, but failed the reroll, failed the loner roll. That's gonna be a both down result. And got stunned on the trade. Yikes. Got the both down result here, or 2 skulls. Spent the reroll, had to roll the loner roll first, failed the loner roll. Naturally went with the both down result. But unfortunately, the trade didn't work out, and the Rat Ogre will be stunned. So the Rat Ogre effectively out for the rest of this half. We'll be out turn 7. We'll have 3 MA on turn 8. Turn 6 for Maximum Von Sydow. They really got to start moving if they want to end this half tied, and they absolutely want to, because they'll be on offense to start the second half. Boy, a 1-die blitz on Ripper gets a push. Scary blitz. Not So Trusty Patches says they're adding crossplay tomorrow. We can expand the lead to console players now. Yeah, we intend to. Hopefully it'll go smoothly. But the option, at least for our league, I don't know if they were A/B testing or what, but the option to do so has been available to us for a while. Three-plus dodge by Jobert. Back to center pitch. What's the plan here? Looks like he's going to move this ball to the opposing 8-yard line. 2 skinks on the back of this shallow cage. BB Incesticide says, in theory, there's going to be crossplay. Yeah, my biggest fear is that it won't work. I really want to try it before the Dungeon Bowl. So I might just buy a copy of the console game and give it a spin with someone and see if it works. Turn 7 for Stairway to Nuffle. They want to try to shut down this touchdown here in this first half. Plenty of players that are mobile. Yeah, because it'll be very sad if we just say, yeah, crossplay's enabled, let's go. And it turns out there's some critical failure with it. And now we have a bunch of people who are just boned. You know, that would be unfortunate. So we'll test it. We'll do our due diligence. We'll do the best we can. I thought we did our due diligence before before this season. There were some kinks to work out, but we got it all sorted. Stairway to Nuffle. They're going to try to shut down this cage. Remember, this skink is MA7 instead of MA8. So currently it's 2 rushes to score. And rushes in the snow are a 3+. He doesn't want any rushes if he can help it. I mean, all things considered, you never want rushes if you can help it, whether it's snowing or not. But really, really, really risky rolls here in the snow. I feel like I overstated how risky it is, but I also feel like people underestimate. I've said this before, but I am convinced that people view probability in 3 different states. Either it will never happen, it will always happen, or it'll happen exactly 50% of the time. So I think people view like 1/3% as, oh, wow. Wow. Tried to go in on the blitz with Ramble On. Didn't work out this time. It was just a 3+ dodge there, but failed to dodge. And now Max Von Sydow can score. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. They could score with no dodges and 2 rushes. They have 2 rerolls. Move09 says all odds are 50-50. It either works or it doesn't. Yeah, but I think a lot of people view a third. Oh, why? This has to have been a mistake. This has to have been a mistake. A misclick here. 6+ on the dodge. Failed the dodge. That's a turnover. And now there's 1 push away. from effectively being able to stop. Well, I guess that's not true. Big misclick there on turn 7. Turn 8 now for Stairway to Nuffle. They're going to get a push on the ball carrier. That's going to push the ball carrier out of scoring position, but Maximum Von Sydow still has a number of players who can score. Yeah, I think they view a third chance as like, that's basically a 0. And it's not. It is, in fact, 1/3. But you can hear it a lot in how people interpret die rolls or card draws, right? Like you could run the statistics and you could see maybe a game plays like exactly at odds, but if you listen to people speak throughout the game, like when a die roll fails, they'll be like, "Oh man, why do these dice always fail? I can't believe it failed. That should have worked. Should it have?" Yeah, I didn't notice the all ones D6s. That's on me, though. Moob09 says, I've had someone lose their mind when I last-ditch dodge a Saurus blitz, a ball carrier to stop the score. They didn't realize it's a 55% chance to succeed with the reroll. Yeah, the rerolls change the odds significantly. Try to drive that home in the past. We'll continue to do so in the future. But again, we're talking about just a D6. We're not. If we were talking about a D100, that would be a very different thing. But with a D6, if you get to roll that twice, the odds are now significantly different. That's why rerolls are so important in the game. Rolls a skull on the block. Uses team reroll here in turn 8 because why not? Gets both down results. Oh no! Good times, bad times. I guess this was one of those bad times, huh? One for the YOLO block. Sigtor Sleep says, is this a bad time? I made the joke first. Not so trusty patches. SB Beaver, thank you for the bits. Sigtor Sleep says, I had to type my. All right. We'll share the credit. We'll share the credit. Final turn of the first half. Maximum Von Sydow can score. They can hand off to laissez-faire if they wish. Well, that's still a dodge. This is not a dodge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 rushes. They can hand off to Chief Justice Chief Justice Fargo, and then 2 rushes to score. Only has 1 reroll though. I do let my foot off the pedal a lot. There he goes. Oh, he took the dodge on it as well. Got the man. Didn't need a reroll at all. Look at that! We get to see the full squad! 1-1 at the half. Even took it with a dodge just to show off. SB Viewer, thank you for the bits. My goodness. There it is. Wow. BB Incesticide says those cheerleaders are expensive, but they are worth it. They are worth it. They are worth it. Look at that. You just hyped up the whole team with that cheer squad. That's right, Bad Dog. Good touchdown. And now Maximum von Sydow will be on offense to start the second half. So now they want to try to stall this out till turn 16. And if they can successfully do so, they're going to win this game 2-1. Here's the kick. There's the offset anchor by the defense. Yet again, not a lot of time spent setting up formations on the ball by where? Oh, it's right to the Chameleon's King, so he won't use on the ball. And yet again, Stairway to Nuffle rolls a 1 on the swarming roll. 3 swarming rolls, 3 1s. Did he have, how many did he have set up? Just the 1, so you could only get 1 anyway. Yeah, you can see, is that the actual roll here? The 3 here? Yeah, so he only set up with 1, so it was going to be a 1 regardless. Malik being prompted to use on the ball. Or was already prompted. There it is. And now we have the kickoff event. It's a quick snap. Rolls a 2 on the D3. Gets to move a total of 5 players, 1 space if he wishes. And I think he just might. Oh, didn't even try to get the free block on Night Flight. Failed pickup on Sir Walter Loxley. Turn 9 now for Maximum von Sydow. Not So Trusty Patch says, how long till BB3 removes swarming from Underworld? I like it, but I understand. Tomorrow at noon is when it goes away. Now, the changelog said noon Eastern, EDT, Eastern Daylight Time, but I suspect it's probably a culture or a culture's a programming term. It's probably your local time, so it's probably noon for everyone. Well, no, that can't be true. It can't be true because then I could play with swarming, you could play without swarming. It has to be at the same time. Yeah, significant nerf. I don't think we talked about that yet, have we? Yeah, so this is not Cyanide's decision. This is Games Workshop. Games Workshop issues these, let's call them erratas for Blood Bowl every quarter or so. Or I guess kind of whenever they release them. I think they're called the designer's notes. And Underworld this is the second Underworld nerf. So when BB 2020 or Blood Bowl second season edition, as it's known in tabletop, when that first came out, swarming was just a D3 set up 3 players with swarming, 3 additional players with swarming, and then they nerfed it. I'd not call it a nerf. They're really overperforming. I mean, that's a nerf, right? If you have something that's really strong, it's a nerf to get rid of it. And then the first nerf was, okay, you can still use swarming, but you can only set up as many swarming players, or you can only add additional swarming players per swarming player that you originally set up with. In other words, you'd have to put, say, 2 swarming players on the pitch with your normal 11, then you roll your D3, and you could put a maximum of 2 more on because you set up with 2. That was the first nerf. And now GW is like, you know what? We can't make this work. Nobody gets swarming. So Underworld Snotlings just don't have swarming anymore. Bad Dog says every May and November. Thank you very much, sir. Every May and November is when the designer's notes, the errata comes Signor Sloop says, they're also removing time zones with the update? Man, I wish. If Cyanide removed time zones, I would cheer them. I would laud them forever. There are two things. I mean, there's lots of things, but there's two things in my job that probably are in a top 5 as biggest pains in the butt to deal with. Time zones and strings, like text, are such a nightmare to deal with if you want to deal with it properly. Blitz on Laissez-Faire gets the knockdown here. And then Rush is into position, fails the rush, spends a reroll, gets into position on Sir Walter Loxley, gets a mark on the ball carrier with Heartbreaker. BB Incesticide says, metric system? No, it's, time zones don't work the way everyone thinks they work, right? So, like, I think the most naive, and I don't mean naive in a negative way, I mean, like, the simplest way. The simplest way to think of time zones is that, oh, well, there are 24 time zones, right, across the world. No. No, there are not. And you could have different regions in the same slice of world that have different times, like, you know, different quote-unquote time zones. So time zones are really complicated to deal with. And that's not even considering that times in a time zone change, right? Like, you could have daylight savings time, you could have standard time. And then strings, text is another one. This came up today, in fact. So in a string, I'm going to use, I don't know if you're familiar with the term, but a string is just like a text. Just think of words like text. In this text, maybe I want to find the first instance, I don't know, of the letter E, right? So I have a text that says the cat, and I invoke a function that says, give me the index, give me the first position of the first, give me the position of the first instance of E. And so in the string the cat, that would be the third position, right? So it should give me back position 3. THE is the third position. Well, now imagine that E has an accent on it, right? We're using something called Unicode. Text has different encodings. I won't get into that, but in this particular encoding, right, and really just kind of in general, but imagine the E has an accent on it. And now I ask for, give me the position of the E with the accent. What is the computer going to tell me? Well, the computer could like, maybe I wrote the THE with an accent over the E. The computer could say, well, that's position 3, dummy. Okay. But the computer could also say, I didn't find it. And how could that be? Well, that's because in certain encodings, there's a worldwide encoding format called Unicode. And in there, an E with an accent could be an E with an accent in memory. But it could also be 2, they're called characters. Each, you can think of each letter kind of like a character. It could be 2 characters instead of 1. It could be an E and then another character after it that says put an accent on it. So in that instance, when the computer's looking at it, it finds a regular E and it finds an accent, but it doesn't find an E with an accent. So that is just the tip of the iceberg with how crazy text and localization can get. So text and time zones are a real pain. And if Cyanide can just get rid of time zones for me forever, I would really appreciate it. All right, where were we? Turn 10 for Stairway to Nuffle. Names are another thing, right? There's a lot of assumptions about people's names. You'll see a lot of systems that, like, oh, everybody has a first name, middle name, and last name. No, they don't. That is just not true. Minute 3 seconds left on the clock here for Stairway to Nuffle. Failed the animal savagery test. Oh, I didn't see the snotling. I was like, he's not going to beat up on Ramble On, is he? Beats up on a hats off to Harper. Will be removed from the pitch. And now the blitz with the Rat Ogre gets the POW on Ming the Merciless the second. Breaks armor here. Gets a stun. Hank the Ranger asks, how many ones has that Rat Ogre rolled? It's been like 3 at least. It's been at least 3. May have been more. 2-die block on King Osric, gets a push here. Has grab, so the grab is sort of the opposite of sidestep. Instead of Malik choosing, if say Malik had sidestep, instead of him choosing which adjacent space he's going to be moved into, the grab player, in this case El Nubarino, he would get to choose which space King Osric gets pushed into, decides to take a normal push on it. Seriously, I'm a giraffe with the raid. Thank you so much. How's it going? Welcome everybody to the stream. Thank you very much for the raid. It's very kind. Nice to see you guys. Nice to see you, Azig. Nice to see you. Seriously, I'm a giraffe. Onifilter says, why is there so much snow here? Why is it so cold? Armor break with the Crocs. Gets a KO. And why are there so many cheerleaders? I know, right? I love this so much. I love this. Are they expensive? Sure. But look at that. Look at that. Brilliant. This is the first game of our doubleheader tonight. After this, we're going to have a Chaos Renegades mirror match. Final game of regulation. After this week, we have our semifinals for this Spike Magazine trophy, and then we're going to start registration for our Dungeon Bowl. Registration's open to anyone, whether you've played in the league or not, whether you've played Blood Bowl or not. We welcome everybody. We love this game. We just want to share it with folks. Take to the pitch and beat each other up. So if you'd like to play with us, come hang out in our Discord. And when registration opens for the Dungeon Bowl, we'll give you a shout and let you know how to sign up. Space Cadet 404, welcome to the stream. I feel inducements could have been misspent here. We could have had a Lizard Blizzard Wizard. Corn Knight, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it very much. Welcome to the stream. Very kind of you. Gets a knockdown thanks to the block skill here at the line of scrimmage. Maxim and Von Sydow still holding on to this ball on their own 4-yard line with Sir Walter Loxley. BB and Sus Aside says, it's a shame we can't give Stones the game. I would ask people to give him $250 just to get him the cheerleader stand. They do deserve it. Hey, look at them. Out in the cold, in the grass. They're still working it. They took to the pitch when a touchdown was scored. I mean, they are the real heroes of this game. Although there is a contingent that gets jealous of them. And that's the that's the 6 assistant coaches. Good 3+ dodge here by Jobert. Gets out of the tackle zone of Heartbreaker, the number 2 blitzer. Oh, that's a good call. Their hands are probably freezing, literally freezing. Wow, was that... What was... Ooh, 3 dodges. 3 dodges by Laissez-Faire. Gets back into position in the secondary over in the left wide zone. When a filter says why those cheerleaders are absolutely senseless but fun. They are fun. And to be... Just to clear Malik's name here. He got all 12 because he thought it would be fun. And I appreciate it. Turn 11 for Stairway to Nuffle. He got all 12. I saw that once earlier in the competition. And he messaged me and he's like, I did that for you. Another failed animal savagery roll. Wow! Stairway to Nuffle has put more hurt on his own team. But here, works out, gets the blitz on the ball carrier, gets a KO on the chameleon skink. Well done. That's the power of animal savagery. You will always guarantee the activation provided you have a friendly player adjacent to that rat ogre. Came in on the blitz, broke armor on that fragile chameleon skink, and got the KO. Two-die block on the Saurus here. Gets a pal. Azek says, I love those replays. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I've said it a million times. I just love Blood Bowl and you know, just want to share it and stream it and kind of make it hype and cool and have people sharing this fun game too. 20 seconds left on the clock here for Stairway to Nuffle. They have just 2 minutes, 53 seconds left on the bonus clock. Back on the bonus clock for Stairway to Nuffle. Here comes Ramble On, the absolutely terrifying, disgusting gutter runner, but failed that final dodge. An edge of 1+, has 2 heads, big hands, was able to snake that ball away, but failed the final dodge, and that's going to be a turnover. The ball now on the ground, loose on Maximum Von Sydow's own 8-yard line. Two-eye block over in the left wide zone will be a foul against Mark Stairway to Heaven Sanchez. This is the thrower, also the leader. Bad Dog says, gutter runner on the floor. Cue the boots. A million percent. This gutter run, even just a rookie gutter runner, I would foul. Absolutely, almost assuredly, if it wouldn't put me in a real desperate spot. But this one in particular, this guy, oh please, he's asking for the foul. You come onto the pitch that agile with 2 heads, big head. Come on. You're a blodger too? Get out of town. Rat Ogre's going to be knocked down here after the armor, or after the block. When a filter says, I am hating Skaven, I am a Chaos Chosen. Bashing humans is best. Yeah, we have one chosen team in this competition, and they've built up their team over 2 competitions to. They're pretty much a kill squad now. They've really put the hurt on an orc team earlier this week. Gets a push on Achilles' last stand. Maximum Von Sydow back on the bonus clock. 3 minutes 22 seconds left on the bonus clock for the rest of the game. Yeah, has a number of players with Claw and Mighty Blow. I think he had a Fowler as well. It's a really solid roster. I don't want to play against it in the next competition. I'm scared. I'm scared. Going for the 50-50 pickup here. Fails the pickup, spends the reroll. So speaking of how the odds change on the D6, right? That was a 50-50. The reroll, so that was a 50% pickup, but the reroll makes that a 75%. Big difference. Only 57 says, I won't bug you anymore. Go on top. What happened here? So he tried to dodge out from Achilles' last stand, failed the dodge. I guess wanted to get back into this pocket here, but this isn't safe. I'm not sure what the play was. Unfiltered, you are not bugging in the least bit. Feel free to talk. It's cool. I appreciate you hanging out. Bad Dog says, or SP Beaver says, Chaos Game last night really started to show off the kill skills. Bad Dog says, some more than others. Gutter Runners, War Dancers, Witch Elves are at the top of the list. I completely agree. Gutter Runners, absolutely foul targets. War Dancers, absolutely foul targets. Witch Elves, absolutely foul targets. Absolutely. You get a War Dancer down, you count your blessings first, and then you stick a cleat in his eyeball. Communication breakdown marks the ball now. And the thrower, Mark Stairway to Heaven Sanchez, is going to go ahead and mark Heartbreaker. Mark his teammate. He's going to advance toward the ball to the left of Heartbreaker. The Incesticide says Mummies, Chaos Warriors, Biggins, also awesome foul targets. Indeed. All right, ramble on. Going to try this 2+ pickup again. Hands off to Heartbreaker. And now the ball in the hands of the defense. Stairway to Nuffle. Can score on a rush if he wants to risk the 3+ rush. He's going to try to stall this out. Advances the ball to the opposing 24-yard line, and now a block back at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked for Necro being in the game. I felt Necro was like a big missing team. I confess I even fouled a Snotley once just because I could. I think that's just bullying. I think that gets you sent to the principal's office. Rolled double skulls on the Rat Ogre again. Spent the reroll, but failed the loner roll, and that's going to be a knockdown Rat Ogre and a turnover. Turn 13 for Maximum Von Sydow. Final quarter of this game. The game is currently tied 1-1. Max Von Sydow really has no way at getting at this ball, and now they really need to try to find a way to force this score so that they can come back on offense and try to pull out a 2-2 draw. Hank the Radio says that Rat Ogre is having an awful game. He is. Bad Dog says, funny enough, I actually got caught for fouling that Snotling and got sent off. Lesson learned. The ref actually called your principal. The principal came out and was like, nope, detention for you. As a reminder, coming up after this game, we're going to have the Juxtaposed Juggernauts versus Street Fighters Turbo Max, War Horseman versus Ian. That will be a Chaos Renegade mirror match that is coming up right after this game. A 2-die block, double skulls here on the block, spends a reroll into a POW. Maximum Von Sydow now down to 1 reroll for the game. Gets an injury out of this. If anything, converted that reroll into 2 SPP. Trying to dodge Jobert. Is he going to spend his final reroll on this? He does. Oh! The audacity of the 2 rushes after the failed dodge. It is snowing. Rushes fail on a 1 or a 2, not just a 1. Hank the Ranger coming to the rescue a little too late. In the Games Workshop rulebook, it shows that rushes fail. They must fail 900% of the time. Hank the Ranger graciously lowering it to a much more manageable 99% of the time. And there's the score. Well done. 2-1. Stairway to Nuffle increases their lead. Stairway to Nuffle may have scored, but they don't have any cheerleaders. So did they really score? Did they really? Good defensive touchdown here by Al Nubarino, who's going to set up once more on defense. That offset anchor's been working out well for him. So 2-man player advantage for Stairway to Nuffle, and unfortunately, this might very well be the last time we see swarming in effect in the league. In fact, I think we've already seen it because he doesn't have any stoppings left. Here's the kick. And a lost turn due to the timeout. 2 turns left in this ball game. Maximum Von Sydow unfortunately losing a turn. They're going to take the 2-die block over on the right side of the line, the right defensive end. They'll get a push out of this. Three-die block on the left defensive end gets a POW. 8+ breaks armor on trampled underfoot. He's hoping he's not. Oh, but he is. Got a KO. Really looking for SPP at this point. Oh. Double skulls on the Crocs. Oh. That'll be a turnover. Turn 15 for Stairway to Nuffle. Do they have a player in position who maybe can increase their lead 3-1? BB Incesticide says, one day in like 5 years we'll get snots in BB3. One day. Hopefully. Yeah, like if it's gonna be 4 like a year, that's it's gonna be a while. Like, what are we missing? We're missing Chorfs, right? We're missing Chaos Dwarves. We're missing Tomb Kings. We're missing Vamps. We're missing. Hey, BB Nut, welcome to the stream. Made it just in time for game 2 coming up shortly. Yeah, all the stunty teams. Obviously, we're missing gnomes. Yeah, goblins, halflings. Norse, we're missing Norse. Oh man, that's right. We are missing Amazons, aren't we? Yeah, get Kemery in ASAP. I didn't want to pick the ball up anyway. Who what's the ball? Oh yeah, high elves. Yeah, good ball. All right, so he's going to get communication breakdown into position to try to get another touchdown. Touchdown's worth 3 SPP. That'll bring him up to 7 if he succeeds. Oh, gross. I hate Ramble On. I mean, congratulations, Elder Marino, on that successful pickup. Ramble On is such a nightmare. Ramble On, when I played Elder Marino, when I played Elder Marino, on his half, fouling the big guy, got called off. Yeah, you can't foul him. The ref's gonna see that. When I played Elden Marino, on his offensive half, I put it was literally 8 die rolls between him and the end zone, and it still worked out to something like a 50% chance of success. It was gross. Took the blitz to start turn 16 here for Maximum Von Sydow, but they're going to get a both standing result out of it. Trying to put a bunch of players in front of Ramble On, even Rush to be in front of Ramble On, but Ramble On can just whoops. Good armor break. Ramble On can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, is that a Rush? No, he's got 9. He's escaping gutter runner. So you can just go this way to score. If you wanna force lots of dodges, you really gotta encircle this player. Or just eliminate the forward movement options. All these marks aren't going to matter all that much. We'll see if Ramble On can score here in the final turn of the game. 2-1, Stairway to Nuffle in the lead. They're looking to increase that lead to 3-1 to finish out their competition. Hank the Ranger says, you can't stop Ramble On. You can't even contain him. Looks like he's going to try to set up a blitz here. Yep. 2-die blitz on Chief Justice Fargo, which I feel like is a felony of some sort. Can get the knockdown, but then he doesn't have the hole for Ramble On. Ends up taking the push, and that's the right direction for Malik to choose. There it is. 3-1 will be the final. Well done by El Numerino. Well done by El Numerino to close out his season here with a win. Congratulations. Well played by both coaches in this snowy game. And with that win, Stairway to Nuffle is going to end their competition with a record of 3-2-3. They're in 11th place. They're in 4th place in Division A. We've got another match coming up right now. That's going to be the Juxtaposed Juggernauts. Well, you know what? Let's head over back to the game first.